Right, so I'm just going to take a few minutes to go through three areas that I think will really help people in what we're facing right now. On my video a couple of days ago, I said that what is true for all of us, it's becoming apparent that this world is changing dramatically and will never be the same again. And as we go through this period of transition, which could last 12 weeks, could last 2 weeks, it could last 2 years, as in a transition process, we're trying to find our feet and figure out how to reevaluate. And a lot of people are really worried about not just their health and well-being, but also their livelihood and how they're going to make money. How are they going to, get through this process? There's a time of insecurity that's going on. So in these three areas, there's a physical aspect, there's a sort of a mental, an emotional aspect, and then there's a practical aspect of something that we can practically do. So three things, and each one is double-barreled. So there's two in each one of those things. So in that physical aspect, it's breathe and refuel, recharge. The second place is to dream and plan, which is kind of that emotional and mental piece. And then the third place is to do and celebrate, which is something that we often forget to do. And I'll talk a little bit more about why those are relevant. So, the physicality aspects is something that we forget first. We tend to just rush straight into the stress of the moment. I do it. We get on a conference call and we're straight into it. We get into a conversation and we forget some of the niceties. We start moving with the stress response that we have, and we get straight into the meat of things. And then it's a runaway train. We've already forgotten. We do that same thing in our days. We just charge ahead. So we get up and it's go, go, go. We don't stop and take a moment to just reflect, to breathe. I often joke that, and I wear a lot of different hats. People have heard me say this before, but I often joke that I can do a 2-day workshop on breathing. And I've had CEOs and executives say, well, I'd like to see how you can do that, not realizing that 2 days is probably not enough to do a proper breath work and movement workshop. And so I'll do some other videos later on which go through each of these things in detail. But the first thing to do is to take a pause and start to breathe and refuel. So regenerate, recharge our batteries. Did we rest well? Did we, as Celine and I often talk about, strategically refuel? And then the dream, plan, do, and celebrate, that comes from an old methodology, which has been updated, a Dragon Dreaming Workshop, which is very similar to Agile methodologies, so the software methodologies. And what we need to be doing is, first of all, if we break down a team, I actually just did this with a team in South Africa last week. It was the last bit of travel, I think, before the whole ban hit, the reductions in what's going on today. But taking the team through that and seeing who are the dreamers, who are the planners, who are the people that want to do things, and who are the celebrators. And noticing that often in a team, in a workshop environment, and when you've got a team working, you forget to celebrate. You forget those things. So just like breathing at the beginning, celebrating at the end, we forget to do that. We forget to keep it alive. And I think that's very easy to do. So again, I'll go into these in a little bit more depth, maybe over the next few days, if it's useful. But just very quickly, again, first of all, taking some time to breathe, to notice your body. The second thing is refuel and recharge. Eat well, drink water, rehydrate, rest well. Make time for yourselves to rest. Even though, again, I'm talking to executives at the top of some of the biggest organizations in the world, and I'm talking to people that are running the smallest businesses, yoga instructors, people whose livelihoods have just erupted and disappeared overnight. And on either end of the spectrum, we're forgetting to rest. And if you can't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to take care of others. Then the dreaming, take some time every day. If it's 1 minute, if it's a few minutes, if it's an hour where you can go for a walk, and you give yourself some space to dream. Give yourself some space to really reflect, and that's where your creativity is going to come from. And then plan from that place of dreaming for yourself individually, for your business, whatever that takes. Then you can, as my friend Andy Pace says, we're doing from a place of being, which is a meditation and mindfulness term. But again, if you look at top performing athletes, this is the way that they get things done. There's all this dreaming, this planning, this investing in their time, and then they're doing from a place of being. And then last of all, give yourself some time to celebrate. And some of it may be very bleak. I'm aware that there's a lot of mental health issues out there. I'm aware that in this time it's uncertain, and when we've got loved ones that are getting sick, and loved ones that are especially vulnerable that we're worried about, or if we're sick, it's not going to be very easy to celebrate. And I'll never forget, there's this one story that I heard, and this guy had been shot in the street, and he was really injured, and the paramedics had got to him, and they were wheeling him into the ER, and the paramedic said to the guy, "Is there anything that you're allergic to?" And the guy looked up and he said, "Yeah, I'm allergic to bullets." And everyone laughed, and he got through the operation okay. And even when we're in the very darkest of times, it's possible to find things to be thankful for, to be grateful for. Like I said in my video a couple of days ago, it's possible to find the helpers. There are people that are helping. Let's support them. Let's take care of them. Let's support our friends. Reach out to your strong friends and be a helper. There's ways that you can get involved to help as well. So good luck and stay safe out there.